Hello and welcome to another video brought to you by the good people at FM Wonderkids. Like we said before, we've given up a number in our videos because we can't remember what episode we are on right now. Bad news, you guys have missed the Newcastle game. Good news, it was a 0-0 ball draw. We had a bit of a technical difficulty saving the video, but I'll give you the recap, and you didn't miss much, to be honest. So if we click on the schedule here, we'll have a little look at the games. 0-0, St James's Park. We dominated possession, we dominated shots, and we dominated clear-cut chances, but we just couldn't score the goal. Our front three didn't perform. We changed the formation right at the end. On the 80th minute, we went for three at the back, and we put like 5 people up front. We went direct. We would shoot on sight, playing wide, getting the ball down the wings, and we just couldn't score. But the good news is you guys didn't have to go through the 0-0 ball draw. And the excellent news is we got Portsmouth away in the Carabao Cup third round. We're thinking about playing the kids, but we haven't decided quite yet. Don't forget to like the video, helps us out loads. Subscribe if you're new and leave a comment letting us know how much of a douchebag we are for not recording that Newcastle 0-0. Right then, Portsmouth away. Shall we play the kids or not? That's the question. That's the question that's going through our minds right now. Angel Gomez. He came on in the last game, was that right? Oh, he came on in Europe. Let's have a little look here. The team's fully fit. I mean, we can give Pogba a rest. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just give a couple of people a rest who need it. Anyone who's below like 85, let's say, we take out the 85s, 83% if you didn't see what I was doing. I was looking at this number here. We got James Mars on 86, Anthony Martial on 88. Training rating for Anthony Martial, he has 5.95. Oh, he's coming straight out of the team for that. Okay, and then we'll just remove all of our substitute players, and it gives us a spine of Maguire and Lindelof at the back. Fine, keeping our centre-back partnership together, that's good. James Maddison in midfield, so we need to fill the 2 places there. Jesse Lingard can probably come out anyway, to be honest with you. He's not someone who we really care about a lot. He's not someone who's going to develop into a world-class player. He is homegrown, which is good. He is English, which is good for the squad, but he's not good enough for the first team. So, unfortunately, Jesse, we just don't care about you that much. We know you're good on Instagram, you've got a lot of followers, but Ed Woodward isn't running the show here. FM Wonderkids, we are running the show. So, let's have a little look here. Let's have a look at the youth. Let's go onto the different screen, shall we? We know what we're doing then. We'll go onto the tactics screen. So we know we need a left back, and we know our backup left back is Diogo Dalot. He's gone in at right back there. Bang. Okay, and our backup right back is, unfortunately, Phil Jones. But Phil Jones isn't someone who needs games. He's, again, good because he's home, because he's English. Good because he can play a few positions, but ideally we want to be playing one of the youth in that position, like Fosu Mensah, yeah? But unfortunately, Fosu Mensah is, of course he is, injured. So we'll either give it back to Wan-Bissaka, or we'll give it to Phil Jones then. We'll give it to Phil Jones because Wan-Bissaka has poor condition. 83. Go on, Phil. Show us what you can do at right back. You can do a job. Show us you can do a job at right back. Please show us you can do a job at right back. Fred, an update for you guys, if we haven't mentioned this before, is injured for about 4 months with a broken leg, so he's not an option today. McTominay, we did say we were going to play him in big games as more of a defensive player, but we'll have to give him a game in this one, to be honest with you, because he hasn't really played. We'll play him as box-to-box in Paul Pogba's position. What's going on here? These 4, that's what we need. Goes in like that. Why is Eric Bailly gone in there? This isn't what I'm used to doing when selecting a team. You can probably tell that. Okay, so Scott McTominay, press the button, get him in. There, that's where I want him. Good, that's worked. Okay, defensive midfielder, playmaker. Someone with a bit of vision, someone who can pass the ball. Who's our backup in that position? I can't remember. I think it was Pereira, was it, that we said? Can't remember, but Pereira goes in. Not expecting him to do much defending, which is good because he's not very good at defending. But we do expect him to be good at passing. Okay, maybe we'll switch these two around. But Scott McTominay hasn't got the vision, if I remember right. He's only got 9 vision. His pass is only 13, so he's not really a playmaker. So we'll leave Pereira there. We'll check out Maddison's defensive ability. Maybe we'll swap him with Maddison, actually, because his defensive ability is a lot better. It's not great. We'll see if he's comfortable in the role. He's not comfortable at all. So Pereira it is. Who's going to be playing on the wings? We're thinking Gomez, we're thinking Greenwood, but Greenwood's injured. So we're thinking Gomez and we're thinking Dan James. Or we're thinking Gomez and we're thinking Jesse. No, we don't like Jesse Lingard. Okay, so Gomez and Dan James. Gomez, as far as I know, is more useful on the left. Let me just check his positional ability. Yeah, on the left there, either footed. Fantastic. Let me just check, because if you watched the last episode, but we didn't manage to put the last episode up because of technical difficulties, we did discover that we were very, very short on left-footed players. Only Luke Shaw, I think, who was actually left-footed. So if we go into, look into this in a little bit more detail, how do we find this information? It's on one of these overview screens. I think it's the position screen. And it gives us, there we go, left foot strong, right foot very strong. So again, he can use his left foot, but he will always choose first to use his right. For example, if you put him on free kicks, he would always use his right foot. It's just a Football Manager thing. There we are. I like that. I prefer to drag him in. That's something I discovered today. Boom. Dan James. Fine, so we're happy with that. It's not exactly playing the kids, but we're giving Gomez and James a game. We're giving Pereira and McTominay a game. And we're giving Dalot and Jones a game. All players who wouldn't normally play. Sergio Romero, we don't care about him. Very good backup, but he's 32 years old. It's not like a development project. Our development project goalkeeper is out on loan at Sheffield United. Okay, so the rest of the team we will pick via condition. I don't want to pick people who are tired. So Bailly comes in, Juan Mata comes in, Swansea comes in, Lee Grant does not need to come in, Jesse Lingard comes in, and then how many does that give us? That gives us 7. I think that's the lot. No, it doesn't. That gives us 5. So we need to pick 7. So, excuse me a second. I think that means we need to pick Martial, but he's not been training very well. He's got a training rating of 5, so Martial doesn't come in. Poggers gets in there. A couple of the big names on the bench. Poggers gets in there. What's wrong with Rashford? He's injured because of a sprained ankle ligament. He's on 79%. When will he be back? 5 to 10 days. Okay, so we haven't got a fullback on the bench, so we put a Luke Shaw on the bench. And we go from there. Same tactics, we're happy with the tactics, even though we couldn't break down Newcastle away. We did have them tactically outclassed. We just didn't perform. Our front three didn't perform, so maybe there's a bit of performance management we need to do with those three. Praise them when they're doing well, criticise them when they're not doing so well, give them the feedback, make sure they know what's acceptable and what isn't acceptable, make sure they know what the standards we're expecting of them are at Manchester United and what the repercussions are if they don't deliver those standards. You'll be sold, mate. Dembele, you won't be sold because we just bought you. Rashford, potentially, you could be sold if we get good money. Martial, same, you could be out the door. If you're not performing, we don't want you in our team. I'm sure that's not going to be the case. I'm sure they will perform. But we need to manage these players, essentially. We need to get the best out of them. If we're not winning games away from home at Newcastle, we're not going to win the league. And if we're not winning games away from home at Newcastle because our players aren't performing, we need to manage those players. And if managing those players means getting rid of them and replacing them, then that's what we'll do. You need to be ruthless if you want to win trophies. Okay, so looking at this formation here, what are we happy with and what aren't we happy with? We aren't necessarily happy that Scott McTominay and Andres Pereira are playing. Scott McTominay's playing in position, but Andres Pereira isn't really playing in position. We haven't really got cover for that Ruben Neves role, apart from the likes of Pogba and Pereira, I guess. Scott McTominay just hasn't got the vision to play that, so if Neves does get injured, it might force us into a bit of a formation change. To be honest with you, we might be playing more of an anchor man in that role. Excuse me. And it's 0-0 away at Portsmouth as well, and this is getting frustrating. 69% possession, 9 shots. I mean, it's the Carabao Cup, but still, what we're looking at here is our competency, basically. How competent are our tactics? 2 good ratings there, and apart from that, not very good performances. But even with 6 out of 10 performances, we should be winning away at Portsmouth. And we've got an injury. Thank God it's only Phil Jones. We're swapping with Bailly, I think. That isn't a problem. So 14 shots, only 3 on target. We haven't had a single highlight from this game. Oh, here comes one. Dallo miscontrols the ball, gives it to Gomez, cuts inside, Jinkin run, gets fouled, penalty. Great. Always have your set piece taker set up. Spoke about this in the last video, which obviously we didn't manage to publish, but very important, so I'll go over it again. Always make sure you've got your set piece takers set up. So if I go into my tactics here and then onto set pieces, that will load up and show you that I've already set my best corner taker and my best free kick taker here. Penalties then, I haven't done. Not following my own advice. Juan Mata's on there, he doesn't even play. James Maddison has stepped up to this penalty, so that's something at the end of this game I have to look at. You want finishing, you want composure, but obviously you want penalty taking as well. And if we look at James Maddison, he's got 15, 15, 14, which is fine because I haven't really got much better there. I got Dembele, he's a little bit better. But yeah, always set your set piece takers up. I haven't been following my own advice there. But if you look at corners, we spoke about that. If you want to go back to episode 1 or 2, corners is something that I'm really passionate about. So it's somewhere we can get a lot of goals. Could be the difference between winning and losing a league, to be honest with you. But let's see what James Maddison's got here. Saved. Could that be put down to poor preparation? We didn't have Dembele set up as penalty taker when he's got slightly better stats. Are we going to draw this game because of that? Let's pause it and go into our tactics screen. Okay, so we've got James Maddison and Andres Pereira both tired. Let's put Captain Pogba on. Is anyone not performing very well? If you look at Angel Gomez, he only had a 6.5, okay, which is really poor. But he just won the penalty, so I don't really understand that, to be honest with you, but I'll put Jesse Lingard on. It just makes me sigh, putting Jesse Lingard on. It's not a good substitution. But if I cared about the Carabao Cup, then I might be more worried, but I don't. Well, let's go to penalties, or will this be a replay? It goes to penalties. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'll go Dembele, Pogba. I won't go Pereira. Will I? Jesse Lingard's got better composure, but he's only got 10. Okay, so I'll go Pereira then Lingard. And then I'll... Oh dear. Dave the Save's got better composure at 16 there. We'll do this as an experiment. We'll put Dave there next, taking a penalty because of his composure is so high. and everyone else is a bit underwhelming at everything. And then we'll put Dan James. And like I said, if I cared about the Carabao Cup, then I wouldn't probably do this, but it's a nice experiment actually. And after that, we don't really care about much for much, so we'll go to penalties. Fine. I always like to. Oh, they missed. You want to get your replays off. Where's the replay button? 2D Classic. Key highlight. Oh, they don't actually replay them. They used to replay every time a penalty or scored or missed. Okay, so 1-1 on penalties. Pogba steps up. Not a problem for Paul. Don't know who this guy is. Go on, Dave. Sent Dave the wrong way. Pereira steps up. Should be good at set pieces. Doesn't disappoint. That's why they call him Dave the Save. Well done. Lingard steps up. Go on, Lingard. See if your Instagram followers can help you take a penalty. No. God. Smash a like on the video, guys, if you think I should sell Jesse Lingard because of that. I don't think he should play another game for Man United after that. Oh, terrible. He's missed it. Downing. Dave didn't get to take his penalty in the end. Never mind. Okay. Another 0-0 though, away from home. Something we need to look at. Phil Jones injured for about 5 weeks. Doesn't shock me. Does not shock me at all. Okay, who we got next, guys? So that was Portsmouth away. We got Leicester away next. A bit of a better proposition. We can definitely kind of see where we are with this game. The results have been really good so far, but Leicester will hopefully provide a bit more of a challenge for us. Smash a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.